Donald Trump's internal polling is going so poorly, he flip-flops on abortion. He's backpedaling on marijuana, and now he's going for a comfort subject, something that makes him all warm and fuzzy inside. McDonald's. Comrade Kamala Harris lied about working at McDonald's. She never worked there. They think she's nuts. So let's explain what's going on here. 30 years ago, over 30 years ago, Kamala Harris had a resume to become a law clerk. And on that, she did not list her job at McDonald's. She worked at McDonald's. She didn't list it on that resume because it's not applicable to that job. No one's going to do that. So Trump has gone with the MAGA misinformation move that she never worked at McDonald's. Now, this right here immediately just alienates anyone who actually has ever needed a resume. Remember, Donald Trump's a little, he had a little silver spoon. Actually, it's gold. It's a gold spoon. He didn't really need resumes, so he wouldn't know. But also, they think she's nuts. Who is they? Who is they in this? Who is they think she's nuts? McDonald's? Franchise owners? Is he claiming he spoke to McDonald's corporate? Who is they? Because the only other person being talked about was the corporation of McDonald's. Who is they? Likewise, she lied about fracking. No, she didn't. They found a clip years ago of her commenting on fracking. She's been consistent for a while, but they play the old clip and claim it's from like last week, last month. It varies depending on who's lying at that time. The border. The border's doing great, Donald. You need to have plexiglass at a Trump rally, but at the border, he didn't need anything. And he even did a border segment at part of the wall built by Obama. The border, we can look up the numbers ourselves. Crime is down. This isn't a question. Crime is down. And of course, if we look up the source of gun crime in liberal areas, they love to do that, liberal cities, the guns come from outside of liberal cities, outside of liberal states, and are from rural Republican states. But on top of that, crime and gun crime is actually up in red states per capita. They love to say, look at the number of murders, look at the number of robberies, not how many per person, because it's actually more dangerous to be in a red state. The economy. You mean the one that's hitting record numbers. Remember, when it had a small drop on the world economy, that was due to Trump. But now that it's doing well and continues to do well, that's also supposedly due to Trump. His poll numbers are going down, the economy is going up, and somehow that's because Trump's good. It's weird. The Democrat suckers and losers hoax. Actually, that came from one of Donald Trump's own people, someone from the military. Trump really hates the military, doesn't he? Just lies about them all the time. Concerning our great military. Yes, it is concerning what you do with our great military. She also lied about Arlington Cemetery. You mean the Arlington Cemetery political event, the private political event that you put on that's actually federally illegal, and then your campaign assaulted staff members, that event? The one you're trying to say, well, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris didn't go to our private illegal event. No shit. And then Afghanistan. You mean the Afghanistan withdrawal that you agreed to, that you freed the Taliban, that you gave the dates, that you pulled more troops? One of the last acts Donald Trump did as president was pull more troops out of Afghanistan than he was told should be pulled out that early. One of his first acts. And now he's criticizing Joe Biden for not putting those troops back in Afghanistan because Donald Trump's actions led to the death of 13 service members. And some of those service members, just some of them, have MAGA family members that are willing to try to use the deaths politically, including illegal photographs and recordings at Arlington, because Donald Trump isn't the only piece of shit. As they gone with Tim Walz' family, every family knows there's a couple MAGAs in there. We all know. It's not helping you, Trump. It's not helping you. She lies about everything. DJT. So Trump literally just lies through this whole thing and just says, no, her. I'm rubber, you're glue. And I looked at the rest of his True Social, and it's him trying to deflect to the few people in the Gold Star families that will, the ones that are actually at the event he put forward that will support him. Just the few. Remember, when he tried to put out the families gave permission, they don't get to. Because Arlington has over 400,000 dead, and there's a lot of dead that are recent dead that are in the area you illegally filmed that campaign ad they've made statements. They've started coming out about how terrible it is that you would basically do that and desecrate those graves. And Donald Trump needs a defense, so he's using, again, military families as a shield. He finds MAGA family members and uses them as a shield. He's posting their faces and their names and basically saying, be mad at them, not me. He's doing that right now. But you're right. It's definitely Kamala Harris and Joe Biden who insulted the troops by not showing up to your illegal private campaign event. And J.D. Vance, I've mentioned this before, he literally did an interview. It's not like they were there to film a campaign ad. As Donald Trump releases a campaign ad on Twitter with his voiceover and the very video that J.D. Vance says was not going to be used for a campaign ad. The polling has got to be bad. And I'm not talking about the public polling, the internal polling. And a lot of MAGA came out with the abortion stuff. They're mad at him. Some are mad that he wants the ban. Some are mad that he didn't want the ban. Some of them are mad he flip-flopped. And some of them are saying they will not vote for him. They won't vote for him because they won't vote unless a candidate is sternly one way or the other. We have MAGA coming out against the Arlington Cemetery thing. It wasn't a hoax. Your people put it on. Your people recorded it. Your people, Donald Trump's people said, first of all, they insulted the staff member they assaulted. They claimed they had a mental health episode. Trump's campaign claims they have video to clear them. Well, release it. Release the unedited video. Instead, they're releasing edited campaign ads, which is illegal, and they claimed they weren't going to do. So release the unedited video of you assaulting that staff member. That female staff member. Release it. But they won't. And now, if you didn't know, Democrats are wanting to have an investigation in the House into what happened at Arlington to get to the bottom of it. Because there were crimes committed. Not just the assault, they want to get to the bottom of that. The fact they posted that campaign ad, it's a crime. The fact they took the photos in that Area 60, that goes against the rules of Arlington. And, according to reports, who's to blame? Mike Johnson helped get him in when that private event was originally not allowed. That is what people claim. I think that's worth an investigation. Is Mike Johnson directly involved in this? Trump's campaign doesn't know what to do because Donald Trump is a bad candidate. He's old. He's weird. And at this point, I still wonder, is Trump's campaign trying to make him lose the election? Or is this really just the best they can do at this point? Is this what there is? And remember, October is when you have the October surprises. October is when you're supposed to have the big things happen. If you didn't know, just a little tidbit, there's a movie coming out in October that Trump's trying to, have a cease and desist. It's about him and his first wife. It's not going to paint him in a pretty light.